The following program contains scenes of a disturbing nature unsuitable for small children. The content may, in fact, be offensive to people of all ages. If you have eaten anything recently, you should probably leave now.
And now, it's getting hot in here, so drink lots of fluids. It's the one, the only, the truly incomparable, Leland Stanford Jr., University Marching Band!
Do you like this? Because that's about all you're going to see when the Stanford Band takes the field. Now, how does a band go about acquiring the reputation as the worst marching band in the world? You're probably thinking, it's an art form. It's a matter of subjective judgment. No, actually, they're definitely the world's worst band. You know, in fact, their behavior is so bad that Stanford's the only band that's been banned from certain venues for their bad behavior. In fact, they've been banned from the whole state of Oregon. But we'll come back to that in a few minutes. What we'd like to do is begin our survey of Stanford's experience with a little thing known simply as the play. The play is something that happened nearly 30 years ago, and it still ranks #1 on countdown shows of memorable college football plays. It had all the right ingredients, a bitter rivalry, and an unforgettable contribution from the marching band.
Probably try to squib it, and he does. Ball comes loose, and the Bears have to get out of bounds. Rogers along the sideline, another one. They're still in deep trouble at midfield. They tried to do a couple of... The ball is still loose as they get it to Rogers. They give it back now to the 30. They're down to the 20. Oh, the band is out on the field. He's going to go into the end zone. He's going into the end zone. Will it count? The Bears have scored, but the bands are out on the field. There were flags all over the place. Wait and see what happens. We don't know. Won the game.
And from that play, the Stanford Band is going to be remembered for helping create the most amazing, sensational, dramatic, heart-rending, exciting, thrilling finish in the history of college football.
What? Oh my God! The most amazing, sensational, dramatic, heart-rending, exciting, thrilling finish in the history of college football. California has won the big game.
Being involved in the play certainly is enough to make a band infamous, but in that case, that's just one chip in the mosaic that's the Stanford Band. Now I get to go on to the good stuff. And in this case, I have an embarrassment of riches. Actually, I have so much material, I had to put it all on some index cards so I could cross-reference it properly. Anyway, let's start with a few of the easy ones. To start off with, they don't dress properly. Stanford simply refuses to wear proper marching band uniforms. They're more of a come-as-you-are band. Second, they don't play proper instruments. Then there's their sick, twisted sense of humor. Only Stanford would make a joke about queuing for the toilets at halftime. At midfield.
Those where they usually ruffle the most feathers.
It's halftime, and half of you can only think about the line for the women's restroom.
jokes about religion. In this case, the Mormon religion.
The sweet relief that can only come from the sacred bond between a man and a woman, and a woman, and a woman, and a woman.
Or how about the time they skipped rehearsal altogether and went across town to the courthouse for the O.J. Simpson trial?
10 years ago, prior to a game at UCLA, they disrupted court by rallying outside the O.J. Simpson trial.
Yeah. You know what song they played? I Ain't Got No Body. Hilarious.
To turn it into a sporting event with marching bands, I found to be very, very offensive. Hope UCLA trounces them tomorrow.
It's almost as if being booed is their objective. Here's the reaction to a joke about pornography. And here's the show about killing spotted owls, an endangered species. That's going to be funny. That's the one that got him banned from the state of Oregon. Then there's this whole thing about being a scatter band. And what is a scatter band? Well, that's just another way of saying they don't know how to march properly. With Stanford, they simply scramble out onto the field randomly and run around in circles until a picture emerges. When they finally do get a picture, it usually contains some kind of flaw. It might be accidental, but on the other hand, it might be intentional. It's the kind of thing that lends itself to a second interpretation, usually a darker, sometimes obscene interpretation, and that's the one that gets them into trouble. In this case, this is one of their tamer examples, where they're simply trying to spell out USA.
Looks like it says Lisa.
Please rise
Damn
for our
it.
national anthem.
You know, all of this talk about dressing badly and disrespecting authority, it puts me in mind of a certain work colleague named John Crocker. Not that he's any of those things, but he does have some wisdom on the subject. And I think if John were here right now, what he'd say is something like, none of those things matter, because really, the only way to fairly judge a band is to listen to the music. So maybe that's what we should do. And by the way, John, I hope you're out there listening, because if you haven't figured it out by now, this whole halftime segment is dedicated to you. I know you have a birthday coming up, and this is an early birthday wish.
Hey, John, happy birthday.
Hey, John, happy birthday.
Happy birthday, John!
Happy birthday, John!
Happy birthday, John!
Happy birthday, John! Happy birthday, John!
Happy birthday, John!
Happy birthday, John!
Happy 80th birthday, John!
Happy birthday, John!
Happy birthday, John!
Happy birthday, John!